Do you qualify for bankruptcy? My name is Jeff Kelly. I'm a bankruptcy attorney. I've been practicing for over 22 years, and in this video, I'm going to answer that question. So, it is a question we get a lot. Do you qualify? Well, the truth is, almost everyone's going to qualify for some type of relief in bankruptcy. But the question is, what type of relief? How does this work? Well, first thing in answering this question, you need to understand the differences between the main types of bankruptcy. There's Chapter 13. A lot of people like to refer to Chapter 13 as the catch your breath provision. Now, you can eliminate debt in a 13, but there's usually something we're going to pay for, like a car, maybe arrears on a house. It's a great tool for stopping garnishments, repossessions, foreclosures. And in contrast to Chapter 13, there's Chapter 7. That's where you wipe out all your debts. You're in court, you're out of court, bang, debts are gone. Now, there is, in determining what you're going to qualify for, there's something called the means test, the bankruptcy means test. So, let's take a family size of 2. So, under the means test, they look at these IRS guidelines, which they update about every quarter. And right now, the median income for an average family of 2 is about $65,000 in our area. So if somebody makes over that, they do not qualify for a Chapter 7. They're not going to be able to wipe out all of their debt. Now, in a 13, depending on how far over you are, the more over you are on the means test, the more debt you have to pay, up to 100% of your debt. So, if somebody, in addition to passing the means test to qualify for Chapter 7, you also have to have money left over at the end of you also have to have no money left over at the end of every month. You got to be ending on 0. So, for example, let's say you could possibly have someone who passes the means test. They make less than an average person does, but if they live at home and parents are paying all the expenses or relatives are paying all the expenses and they've got $600 a month left over, then you don't qualify for a Chapter 7, you qualify for a Chapter 13, and your payment's going to be $600 a month for a minimum period of 3 years. These are just examples. Don't rely on any of this. If you want to know how the facts apply to your situation, take advantage of a free consultation. It is the obvious, smart move. Give us a call. Now, I'd like to go over some other stuff as well here. A lot of people will ask, so I'm going to get stuck paying a Chapter 13. How long is this plan going to last? Okay, if you're under median, the plan is going to last for a period of 36 months. If you're over median, the Chapter 13 plan is going to run for 60 months, period. I'd like to go through some other stuff here. A lot of people will ask, can you have too much debt to qualify for a Chapter 7? The answer is no. You have to pass the means test, but your amount of debt, there's no too much, no too little. You can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years, so obviously you don't want to waste a Chapter 7 on a small amount of debt. You want to get bang for the buck. Typically, I say, at least $10,000 in unsecured debt. But can you have too much debt to file a Chapter 13? And the answer is yes. Currently, the debt limit for unsecured debt in Chapter 13 is $419,275. So if somebody has more unsecured debt than that, they're not going to qualify for a Chapter 13. The secured debt limit is $1,257,850. Now, every 3 years, these debt limits are adjusted based on the Consumer Price Index. So, debtors who don't qualify for Chapter 13 must either file a Chapter 7 or a Chapter 11. Now, typically, most of the time when we think of a Chapter 11, it's going to be a business, some type of corporation. Chapter 11 is a lot more expensive than a Chapter 13 is. I personally do not do Chapter 11s. We focus on consumers, Chapter 13, Chapter 7s. Typically most attorneys are going to want at least $25,000 up front before they'll even consider filing a Chapter 11. So another chapter is chapter 12. That's for farmers, and just in case you're wondering. Now, if you're struggling with debt issues, it is the obvious, smart choice to call us and take advantage of a free consultation so that we can talk to you about how the means test, how the bankruptcy laws apply to you and your specific situation. At the end of the appointment, we will write out your options for you. Now, how can you get prepared for this appointment? Well, we've talked about the means test and how it's looking at annualized income. So what's important is the income that you've made for the 6-month period prior to filing. So the date of this video is May the 18th, 2020. So if you're going to file in the next week, May's not going to count, but the 6 months prior will. So that's going to be November, December, January, February, March, April. So we would need your paycheck stubs from the beginning of the month through the end. If you have a login and a password so that we can pull those paycheck stubs for you, fabulous. Come on in, let's do that. Now, with this COVID-19 stuff going on, we can do appointments over the phone. We can also talk via Zoom. We're pretty good at running Zoom meetings now, so that's an option. And when you file, we can use DocuSign to review your paperwork, or you can come into the office, whichever you prefer. But you do have the option right now of not leaving your house and reviewing your bankruptcy case and getting it filed without leaving your house. And you can also have your court hearing via phone, so that, you could actually file without leaving your house, do the initial consultation without leaving your house, file the case without leaving your house, and actually attend your court hearing without leaving your house. Kind of crazy, huh? Crazy corona world we live in. Anyway, give us a call if you've got questions. 770-881-8449. I've got a website, www.kellycanhelp.com. I've got a lot of blog posts on various bankruptcy topics. Take advantage of that. And I've written a book on Chapter 13, and I would like to give it to you for free. So head to my website, again, www.kellycanhelp.com. Scroll down to the bottom, punch in your email address, and boom, we'll get it to your inbox. We do have some hard copies here that we, while supplies last, you can give us a call and we can mail you one if you prefer that. And I also have a podcast at www.kellybankruptcy.com. Again, if you've got any questions at all, don't hesitate to give us a call, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.